how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their source.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Diddy sent those to 50?
Diddy's like funeral flowers.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
JAY-Z is setting Diddy up.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did you
As a
help
competitor.
Explain it.
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor in actual fact. He was someone who was a competitor to perception.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
And B was, one time she jumped off of the ledge. He ain't running over because she thought me and Jay had issues. And I was like, what the? And I was like, did she really just jump down and run over here like that?
Beyonce jumped off a ledge.
Yeah, what happened? It was in the Cosmopolitan, huh?
She really a superhero.
She jumped down and no, she was like, this what? Like that Bonnie and Clyde for real? You try this or what, boy? I'm here.
Word.
She down like at me. She like, I said,
was Solange with her?
She looked at me like that. I was like, what?
A new storm is brewing, one that ties together old rumors, recent scandals, and allegations many believed had been buried for years. At the center of it is 50 Cent, a figure who has spent the past 2 decades publicly challenging powerful names in the entertainment industry, including Diddy. But now, his latest comments are fueling speculation that the next wave of scrutiny could extend beyond Diddy, with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and even Oprah Winfrey being mentioned online. These are some of the biggest names in entertainment, and while speculation surrounding them has circulated for years, it's important to distinguish online rumors from verified facts. The spark intensified when 50 Cent hinted that he may have additional footage connected to circles surrounding the Diddy controversy, suggesting that his documentary could be only the beginning. Then came a cryptic message that quickly caught attention. You're next. Fans immediately began connecting the dots, with many assuming the message was aimed at Jay-Z and Beyonce. The questions followed just as quickly. Why them? Why now? And why after the Diddy documentary? Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy have shared professional and social connections over the years, but proximity, business relationships, or appearances at the same events do not establish wrongdoing. Now, 50 Cent's comments have reignited interest in those connections and in old claims that continue to circulate online. If he really does have new footage or information, the biggest question is whether it contains genuinely new evidence or simply brings old speculation back into the spotlight. And if his hints lead to something substantial, this story could become much bigger. But for now, the claims involving individuals beyond Diddy remain speculation, not established.
These were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client, but as a person, and tried to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, you are screwing this up, you are messing up this case, we're losing. And knowing that that's on tape, and it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark what's going on. And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, But Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really, really unfair. And I know that in a way this sounds crazy, that I'm getting so upset about Diddy, and yet there's video of Diddy beating Cassie. Well, that's horrendous. But that doesn't mean you can't look at something else as well. And I just think, as a lawyer, I just think this is just so outrageous that he would do something like this, and not even understanding what Agnifalo's legal theory was. Because I will tell you that when we did our first documentary on Diddy, which was 8 months before the trial, Mark Agnifalo said to me on camera that he is going to tell this jury that this was a successful black man that prosecutors were trying to take down because they couldn't get into his bank accounts because they were clean, and he couldn't deal with they couldn't deal with taxes because he wasn't committing tax fraud. So they go into his bedroom. And that's what Mark Agnifalo said 8 months before. And he goes into the trial and he essentially wins that argument. Whether you believe it or not, a jury that sat through the whole thing, they believed it, and ultimately they convicted him on this BS Mann Act thing. So Diddy won that case. And one of the reasons he won the case is something that Agnifalo got criticized for. That when he did the documentary with me, he was making a joke about the baby oil. Remember, he said, oh, well, I didn't know he bought in bulk. He must have bought 1,000 bottles at Costco. And a lot of people just slammed him for that and said, how dare you? You're being disrespectful. The baby oil is the smoking gun in this case. Agnifalo knew all along that the baby oil was Diddy's best defense. Because when Agnifalo got before that jury in closing arguments, he looked at them and he said, well, the feds came in with their armor and artillery and guns. And what did they do? They got 1,000 bottles of baby oil off the streets. Ooh, he said, the streets are safer now. And the jury laughed. And that laugh told Agnifalo he should keep going on that. And that the trial itself was absurd because the baby oil was really the punch.
As the years went on, Jay-Z continued working alongside some of the most powerful figures in entertainment, including Diddy, Oprah Winfrey, and executives connected to major media and corporate networks. Whenever 50 Cent believed something was being protected or overlooked, he responded in his usual way, through sarcasm, public criticism, and carefully timed social media posts. But this time felt different. For the first time, 50 appeared to directly warn Jay-Z, hinting that he may have footage or other material that could potentially affect the Carter family. Fans immediately saw this as a shift in tone, especially because 50 Cent has built a reputation for making provocative claims and following them with public commentary. That reputation is one reason Jay-Z and Beyoncé quickly became the focus of intense online speculation. This is also where Oprah Winfrey's name entered the conversation. Many began asking why Oprah was being mentioned alongside Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and people connected to Diddy. Part of the answer comes from 50 Cent's long history of publicly criticizing Oprah and questioning how she has used her platform. He has previously criticized her coverage of controversial entertainment figures and raised questions about the people and issues she chose to spotlight. He has also referenced her involvement in documentaries about R. Kelly while discussing her past association with Harvey Weinstein, though those comparisons remain part of 50 Cent's public criticism rather than proof of wrongdoing. On a more personal level, 50 Cent has also repeatedly mentioned that Oprah once declined to interview him. To his supporters, that history helps explain why her name is now being pulled into the broader conversation, and why some believe the controversy could involve more than one individual. However, these connections, criticisms, and online theories should not be treated as evidence of criminal or unethical conduct without verified proof.
His sights on someone new after the Diddy Netflix documentary. If you aren't aware, 50 Cent has been getting insane feedback from the Netflix documentary he made on Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is what it's called, and it's #1 all over Netflix, beating even Stranger Things. Diddy himself has responded to it, saying the stories are false, of course, denying everything, and even trying to do a cease and desist on the Netflix documentary. And after this Diddy documentary, a lot of people have been wondering who's the next person that deserves to get exposed. And Jay-Z is the one that a lot of people are pointing their finger at. And the reason why Jay-Z has been getting a lot of this type of backlash is because Jay-Z was really close to Diddy. At one point, Diddy was even calling him his brother, and that Jay-Z's the only one that can call him his real name, Sean. That maybe there's something on Jay-Z's side that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, there hasn't been any solid proof yet, but Nicki Minaj has been going at Jay-Z for quite some time, talking about Jay-Z is manipulative and he steals, and he's been pushing a narrative, and that Rock Nation has control and power over a lot of things. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from to a certain extent. We got to remember when Jay-Z went up on the Grammy stage and said Beyonce never won Album of the Year and complained about that, literally the following year, Beyonce wins Album of the Year, which is just something like that doesn't show you that there is some power going on there, that there is something behind the scenes that Jay-Z controls. It's clear as day that it's all politics on who wins Grammys, you know, who gets the better light and things. So that kind of opened my eyes, you know, as to Rock Nation's power and how they manipulate things in the media. I'll never forget Jay-Z would get this like special treatment all the time when it comes to the media. I mean, Hot 97, when they interviewed Jay-Z, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They never did that for any other artist. So Jay-Z's always had this kind of special treatment when it came to things. But now the question is Jay-Z involved in crazier things? I mean, there's been a lot of speculation in a lot of different ways, and people are pointing their attention towards 50 Cent wanting him to do a Jay-Z documentary. And it looks like he might actually do it, because on Instagram, he posted a drawing of Jay-Z that kind of makes fun of his looks, and he posted that photo, and he said this in the caption: "Please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it." Basically making a joke, you know, because obviously he posted it on his social media. But, and here's the interesting but in this, is someone commented on the post, and the comment got liked by 50 Cent. And this is the comment. It's from Dom KMDA. I hope I pronounced that right. Dom Kanada. He commented saying, "My only question, he's next, isn't he?" And 50 ended up liking that comment. And here's the thing. I actually saw this on Twitter and X, you know, whatever, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to confirm, is this real? Because a lot of people Photoshop these type of things just to create drama and create this speculation. So I actually DM'd the guy himself, and I showed him the photo, and I asked him, "Hey, is this a real photo? Did 50 like your comment?" He said, "Hey, yes, he did." And I was like, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Thought it was Photoshopped. Well, appreciate the response. And he said, "I was surprised as well. Didn't see that coming." So shout out to him for, you know, responding to my DM and confirming that, you know, the comment actually got liked by 50, because, you know, a lot of people Photoshop and spread narratives. So me being the proper journalist, or whatever you want to call me, news reporter, I, you know, wanted to go get to the source and see if it was actually real. There is also something that's very interesting that went over a lot of people's heads, and that's the documentary coming out on December 2nd. That Diddy documentary coming out on that date. Literally 2 days later, you have Jay-Z's birthday, December 4th, which to me sends a subliminal message to Jay-Z that you're next. So that's crazy. That just, to me, you know, shows that 50 is potentially gonna work on something going at Jay-Z, and he might get Nicki Minaj involved, because Nicki Minaj has a huge issue with Jay-Z with a lot of things, and I don't even know the full details of that, because she's gone at Jay-Z.
Epstein was associated with a wide network of powerful people, and now the public is asking similar questions about how the entertainment industry will respond to the ongoing Diddy controversy. Will people simply move on and allow him to return to the spotlight as if nothing happened? Public opinion has already been heavily critical, but the bigger question is whether the industry itself will maintain that same level of scrutiny. Some critics have questioned why more people who attended Diddy's parties or had professional relationships with him haven't publicly addressed the allegations in stronger terms. Instead, some public statements have focused on letting the legal process or God handle the situation. But critics argue that silence can also create suspicion, especially when celebrities have carefully managed public images and careers to protect. At the same time, it's important to remember that attending an event, knowing someone, or having a professional relationship with them does not establish involvement in criminal activity. The real question is whether people with direct knowledge of wrongdoing will eventually come forward with verifiable information. Until then, speculation and silence should not be treated as proof of guilt.
Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support them. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z, we the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff, but you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward.
But the story doesn't stop there. Over the years, criticisms have resurfaced about Oprah Winfrey's interactions with certain black celebrities. Ludacris has spoken about feeling that parts of his interview were edited and that he was lectured about rap music while promoting a film. Dave Chappelle has also discussed his experience with Oprah, suggesting that his struggles were not fully understood during a difficult period in his career. And Monique has publicly criticized Oprah over issues surrounding Precious, while Taraji P. Henson has spoken openly about concerns over compensation and pay disparities in Hollywood. 50 Cent has supported several of these criticisms, arguing that they reflect broader questions about accountability and power within the entertainment industry. There have also been controversies surrounding the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, including incidents that received significant media attention in 2007 and 2011. More recently, however, various online conspiracy theories have attempted to connect Oprah to missing children and secret locations, despite those claims being widely debunked. Those theories should not be presented as established facts. Now, with 50 Cent already drawing attention to powerful figures through his work and social media commentary, some fans believe Oprah could face renewed public scrutiny if he releases additional material. The broader discussion also involves Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, whose professional and social circles have overlapped with Oprah's over the years. Oprah has interviewed Beyonce multiple times, praised her career and influence, and publicly highlighted the Carters' business achievements and cultural impact. Jay-Z has also appeared at events connected to Oprah, while Beyonce has participated in high-profile charitable initiatives involving Oprah's network. Individually, these interactions are not evidence of wrongdoing. They are normal examples of relationships and professional connections within a tightly interconnected entertainment industry. But as current controversies continue to dominate public attention, some observers are revisiting those past connections and asking whether there is more to the story, or simply more speculation surrounding familiar names.
Beyonce didn't want to speak and does not speak to Brandy. And the truth of the matter is that she go back there with Monica and Kelly, and there go Patti LaBelle, and then there goes Solange. All right. And there's a reason why Solange is around as well, because if you guys don't know, for a while, Solange and Beyonce actually were not on speaking terms, but they're back talking now. They're back cool. And basically Solange is around to keep Beyonce spiritually protected. Solange is the spiritual protector of that family. Don't get it twisted. Mama Tina is powerful. Solange is the most powerful list. You better ask some damn body. All right. Now, the reason why Beyonce ain't came to speak to Brandy, baby, is because Beyonce does not talk to anyone who used to sleep with Jay-Z. Okay? Whether you guys know it or not, and I have to say allegedly, right? Jay-Z and Brandy used to talk back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like late 90s type stuff, right? Brandy always kept Jay-Z on the low back in the day because, quite honestly, he was too ugly to be out in public with. I'm just keeping it real. To claim him publicly, he was too ugly back in the day. Now, when you try to search up pictures of Jay-Z and Brandy, you will find... Hold up, let me see. Hold up. Let me see, because I thought I had a picture of them two, Brandy and Jay-Z. Now, this would have been from... let's see, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Brandy and Jay-Z. Okay, there we go. Now, this picture of them was in 2002. All right. And this was, I think was at one of her album release parties, if I'm not mistaken. This was a year after Moesha Rap, because Moesha went off air in 2001. Yes, he was dealing with Beyonce at the time as well. And, Blue Cantrell's what he was. Let me tell you, Jay-Z was laying it low and spreading it wide. Jay-Z was one of those dudes in the industry that, you know, you messed around with. He piped you down, but before he was really him, you did not claim him publicly because he was just simply too ugly. It was what it was. But Jay-Z was in love with Brandy then. He's not in love with her now, but he still has love and feelings towards her. He's one of those people that feels like once he done had you and once he done loved you, he always feels like he has like possession over you. Jay-Z is one of those kind of men, baby. I don't know if they told you. Jay-Z is extremely jealous, extremely controlling, and extremely possessive. That's another reason why. Hold up. Where'd the picture go? Wait a minute. Where'd the picture go? That's another reason why Beyonce up here. Wait. Anyway, y'all get the point. That's another reason why Beyonce, over the years, a lot of the music that she's made, it's always been with him. A lot of the remixes, it's always been with him or somebody that he approves of her to work with. Okay. Jay-Z was so damn controlling. He didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore. And he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up. But that's another story for another day. We're not getting on that right now. We sticking with Brandy and Jay-Z right now. So they started messing around on the low in the 90s. Even to the early 2000s, they were still messing around. I'm not exactly sure which year the relationship officially ended, but just know that Jay-Z was just basically good for... That was what he gave. He gave big... I don't know no other way to put it, but he was like... For the ladies that's watching, you know, like, if you ever dealt with like a tall, ugly with big pipe, you went to him to get piped down, but you would not like ever like claim him like that because he was just super ugly. It was what it was. And before he really blew up, didn't nobody want to be seen with him like that. It is what it is. And quite frankly, Jay-Z dated a lot of your favorite female stars from back in the day, but they would.
Diddy and Jay-Z have also maintained a long-standing professional relationship. Over the years, they have collaborated on music, appeared together at high-profile events, and moved within some of the same entertainment and business circles. Whenever discussions turn to the so-called elite network surrounding Diddy, Jay-Z and Beyonce are often mentioned, not because they have been accused of specific wrongdoing, but because of their proximity and professional connections. The same industry events, award shows, business circles, and private gatherings have brought many of these influential figures together over the years. In an entertainment industry built heavily on relationships, access, and networking, simply being connected to powerful people can sometimes attract intense public scrutiny. As old alliances are revisited in light of current controversies, some fans believe celebrities who once seemed untouchable are now facing a much brighter spotlight. However, professional relationships or shared social circles alone do not establish involvement in any wrongdoing.
This contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
he had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
He didn't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one.
At the same time.
He got some shit. He started drinking. His pictures were he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
Nah, he deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it's like this, like Black excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation prayer. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh wow! So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
That was a real suburb question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Proximity.
Hold on.
Proximity. Proximity. That's the SAT hit parade word. I had to learn that.
Do you think you knew all of the shit that was going on? Then I was like
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it,
like I said,
no matter how you answer that, you snitching.
That was a nice kind of
You asked the question like a fan.
hey, I grew up with white people, but one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
But it's a great question. Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
He said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce
Lechimindewa.
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Because I know Branson.
Yeah.
That's the one I pronounce.
That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
You're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way. Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up.
I don't got that in my past.
Everybody got a little bit.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she.
This is why 50 Cent's warning feels different. According to his supporters, it isn't being framed as random gossip, but rather as a web of long-standing connections. In that narrative, Oprah's past controversies, Diddy's legal troubles, Jay-Z's public silence, and Beyonce's carefully managed public image are being viewed as overlapping threads within the same powerful entertainment network. But those connections should not be mistaken for evidence of wrongdoing. 50 Cent has made it clear that he intends to continue challenging powerful figures in Hollywood, and many people initially assumed his documentary would focus primarily on Diddy. However, the reaction surrounding it has expanded public attention toward anyone who worked with Diddy, attended his events, collaborated with him, or moved within similar industry circles. That includes artists, producers, executives, and other high-profile figures, not because they have been formally accused of misconduct, but because proximity to a controversial figure can generate intense speculation. When 50 Cent hinted that additional documentaries could be coming, social media discussion intensified even further. Some public figures have reportedly clarified past associations or distanced themselves from old connections, although the reasons behind those changes are not always known. That has only fueled more questions online. Who knew what? Did anyone notice warning signs? And who, if anyone, chose to remain silent? The documentary and surrounding discussions have also prompted renewed attention to claims that some people may have noticed troubling behavior in hindsight. But again, speculation and retrospective observations are not the same as verified evidence. As 50 Cent continues pulling at these threads, supporters believe more powerful names could face uncomfortable questions. But whether those questions lead to genuine revelations or simply more online speculation remains to be seen.
The 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now. And once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation, as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that, you know, the normal person may not even see or hear about, that happens in the day-to-day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like, my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like, the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for crying out loud, Diddy sent him freak off videos.
True. Very true.
Interviews
very true.
about it.
Did you feel that just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again? These are two, as everyone knows, the three names in hip hop are Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent when it comes to the status of where you could get as a business or a brand.
I guess so.
So for the top three individuals, for one to go at the other and release this doc, I don't know, what does that say to again, I keep asking about the hip hop state of things. What does that say to hip hop? Like, are we our own downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know what hip hop culture is, and it's none of this stuff that people are selling.
I mean, when did it stop being hip hop? We're gonna go through the documentary itself, but when did it stop
being hip hop? When it became corporatized. It stopped being hip hop when certain groups of people saw that they could use it to influence the mass public. When people saw how influential hip hop was, it became very clear. Once upon a time, not long ago, where people wore pajamas and lived life, you know, the laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. There lived a little boy, and he was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said: "Me and you, kid, we gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making a dash."
Come on.
Like, they did the job and money came with ease, but one couldn't stop us like he had a disease. He robbed another and another and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a...
Jay-Z has attended high-profile parties. Beyonce has appeared at events connected to similar entertainment networks, and Oprah has publicly praised figures who are now facing scrutiny. Again, none of that suggests involvement in wrongdoing. But in today's digital climate, repeated proximity is often enough for names to become part of the same online conversations, and once the internet identifies a perceived pattern, attention can escalate quickly. 50 Cent has suggested that, in his view, this may only be the beginning, hinting that more revelations could eventually emerge. After publicly challenging one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls, some observers believe that any potential next chapter could involve someone equally influential. Many people also wonder why 50 Cent has placed himself at the center of this wave of commentary. Supporters point to the way he built his career. Unlike many entertainment figures who depend heavily on established industry alliances, 50 has cultivated an image of independence through his television projects, business ventures, investments, and personal brand. That independence, supporters argue, gives him more freedom to speak openly about powerful figures. Throughout his career, 50 has embraced public conflict, challenging artists, executives, and influential personalities across entertainment and business. He often references interviews, public statements, and available records when making his arguments, which has helped strengthen his credibility with his audience. So when he suggested that figures like Jay-Z and Beyonce should pay attention, many online users didn't simply dismiss the comment. Not because there is verified evidence against them, but because 50 Cent has built a reputation for making bold statements and continuing the conversation afterward. Whether his comments eventually lead to meaningful revelations or simply generate more public debate remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Whenever 50 Cent speaks, the entertainment industry and the internet pay attention.
Say this in front of a bunch of people in the studio. Me and him got into it that night. And we started snapping and joking and talking to each other. When he said about Danny the Kane, he said they gonna keep on messing with me. Or he said the word effing with me. They gonna keep on effing with me, and I'm gonna when you hear people saying this, this is crazy. This is so crazy right now because I heard him say it. But to know that he was doing it, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother light right now, bruh. He said it. I'ma drug them out and pimp them out to my they keep with me. And he was talking about Danny the Kane as a group. He didn't single out any one of them. But to hear that he did it, that's just crazy to me. We had a big argument and we started talking about each other and what had and what he didn't have. He was calling me, yo, you broke cop. This like, you ain't got nothing I ain't got. I got a watch, you got a watch. I got a ring, you got a ring, I got a chain, I got a home. We went through that whole like that. We started talking about his teeth. You understand? I started talking about, him, his breath, everything. We was going at each other. That next day at his house, he said, yo, Gene, he called me upstairs. And he said, yo, Gene, I couldn't talk to him like that no more in front of people and everything like that. Because I know me and Puff go back from the same gang since 89, 90 when he got jumped in it. You understand? We go back way to that time. So I knew him. You understand? He was like a little nephew. So when he started talking to him, I said, yo, listen here, bro. You don't say shit about me, I won't say shit about you. If you say something, you open up your mouth about me, I'm gonna talk about all your green dentures and all that like that. We're not playing them games, bro. You say, all right, Gene, cool. You understand? People don't understand, bro. The love and the power I had, not only in Harlem, Queens, I had dudes all over New York City, from the Bronx, everybody that had mad love for me because I looked out. You understand? I made sure, that people needed knowledge and information on certain things. They had a lot of people that was on parole that was in the music business. I used to save guys by letting them know their rights and what the people could and couldn't do to them. So I had a lot of genuine love from a lot of dudes. You don't be around a K. Slay for over 20-something years, a Chaz Williams over 20-something years, and be some kind of sucker and was right next to him, doing all their functions, all their situations and everything like that, running security for them, making sure their people were safe in the whole 9 yards. You understand? I had my man Pete, I had people calling me, yo, look out for Nate Dogg when he come to New York. Look out for Mac 10, look out for Exhibit, doing stuff like that, Good Brothers and everything like that. So what I'm trying to say to you is that, bro, is that to be at that type of status and be that type of person and do the things that I did, you understand? I had to have people who were in that lifestyle.
Fans are now questioning whether this moment could reshape public trust in the entertainment elite. Some believe the next documentary, if it actually materializes, could affect careers, reputations, and long-standing partnerships, while others think it may simply add another layer to an already complicated story. And, of course, some are predicting total industry chaos. But nearly everyone agrees on one thing: 50 Cent doesn't appear to be finished talking about the controversy. Supporters say his warning didn't sound like a joke or an idle rumor. It sounded deliberate and intentional. Now, the bigger question circulating online is this: if new footage or new claims are released, how will the industry respond? And will the names currently being discussed be prepared for the scrutiny that follows? Only time will tell what actually emerges and, more importantly, what can be independently verified. What do you think? Is this the beginning of a larger shift in Hollywood, or simply another wave of speculation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Until then, stay informed.